Christmas time is here, happiness and cheer. Why would you spend all this dough when you can make it cheaply? So here today on RyanMake, I'm going to show you how to make a $20 storm glass for only $2. So when my brother asked for a storm glass for Christmas, I had never heard of them before. And when I started shopping for them, I realized, wow, they're really expensive. But in my searching, I came across these really great videos by Nighthawk and Light, where he shows you how to make an inexpensive storm glass using vodka or ethanol. But then that got me digging even deeper. Are there other ways of making storm glasses? Can you use other alcohols or other combinations of materials? Hence this video. I wanted to find out if there was an even cheaper way than vodka to make a storm glass. So let's get into it.
So my last video where I made an air umbrella, it really got me thinking about the whole idea of weather prediction. And so a storm glass is a classic weather prediction device turned coffee table conversation piece. It was first popularized by Captain Robert Fitzroy, who piloted the ship, the HSS Beagle, that took Darwin around on his scientific expeditions. Now, back then it made a huge difference if you could see a storm coming a few days out. It could be life or death. But now we have cell phones and computers that give us 10-day forecasts like that. So the storm glass was obviated. And actually, let's be honest, it was never actually capable of predicting the weather anyways. It was just a solubility trick, which means as it gets warmer, the alcohol solvent can hold more camphor, and when it gets colder, it precipitates out, which means it comes out in a crystalline form. But we're still going to make one.
Now, I had said in the beginning of this video that Nighthawk and Light had a really great, cheap recipe for making a storm glass. His started with ethanol. Phonics was never... Actually, I did do phonics, but it doesn't help with this thing. And then camphor, ammonium chloride, and potassium nitrate. But in my searching, the ethanol was rather expensive. I mean, to make the storm glass I wanted to do, it actually cost more than $2 just for the ethanol. And so in reading, I found a number of different papers and guides for how to make different storm glass recipes. One of them even suggested that the ammonium chloride and potassium nitrate weren't even needed. And then I wanted to explore if there were other cheaper alcohols that could work. So I went and I tested ethanol, methanol, and isopropyl alcohol, all of which are alcohols with similar molecular chains. Now, I'm going to jump to the conclusion. Both ethanol and methanol work really well. Isopropyl alcohol, no way. But what's really great is that methanol is about 4 or more times cheaper than the ethanol solution, and it works just as well. So let's get into the build where I show you some of my testing, and then I'll show you the final results. First, you have to chop up about 12 grams of camphor for the methanol and 16 grams of camphor for the ethanol. You then measure out your ethanol into your container, 200 mils, or 100 mils of water, 100 mils of methanol. You pour it in, and then you add your camphor to your containers, and then you load it into how you're heating it. I'm using a sous vide. You could use your stove if you're careful.
The way a storm glass works is that it is an alcohol solution that holds camphor in suspension. That means the camphor is actually inside the liquid right now, and only some of it has come out as these snow-like crystals. But then that raises the question, how does this even work? Well, as the temperature goes up, more of the camphor dissolves into the alcohol, and as the temperature goes down, some of it comes out of the alcohol because the alcohol can't hold quite as much. And as it comes out of the alcohol, it forms these snow-like crystals. So what that means is it's not really a weather prediction device, it's more of a really crude thermometer that just looks cool.
Through all my testing, not all of which could even fit on this table, I learned a lot about how storm glasses work. Both ethanol and methanol both work very well, but in very different ways. If you look back at the video, the methanol makes these very small flakes that fall into a whiteout of snow, whereas the ethanol starts with a fog and starts to have these large flakes falling down. And then after sitting for a while, they can both form some of these really large flakes, but ethanol definitely is superior for the extremely large flakes. Where am I going to take this? Well, first, I'm ready for the blizzard of comments and likes and subscriptions from you, because there is no better way to know what's happening on RyanMake than to subscribe. But what am I doing next? Well, the reason why I did all of this is so that way I could make a snow globe. But this is small. What if I made a large snow globe in a giant container? Stick around, because until then, I'll just be here figuring it out. Thanks.